Hey guys, Steve Hanford here. I want to talk a little bit about scoring, helping the judges for this. We judge now with the hundreds. Now, a lot of times hundreds means that you can go out but 8.63 instead of 8.6, 8.7, 8.8 that we used to do. One of the reasons why is people said, oh, we don't have enough room to judge. Well, there are enough scores to range. Well, what happens now is a lot of times people go between 8.60 and 8.70. So they really stick to the 10 digits that we could have used the others, even though we were using 20, but doesn't matter. I want to give some advice. So the first three competitors come up and they do not get scored. In this example, there's 5 competitors. Sorry for the reflection. I'll move it so where you can see it sometimes. All right. So the first 3 competitors do not get scored. This is what you are judging the entire division off of, these first 3. It's kind of like your sample size. All right, so let's say the first person comes up and does awesome. Second person comes up, not as great. Third person in the middle. What I like to do, so I'd give an let's say 8.69. That's pretty good. Next person, not as good. And worst of the 3, 8.61. And the next person, 8.65. That person was in the middle. If the division stopped right now, it'd go first, second, third. But here comes the fourth person. Fourth person is pretty good, not as good as this first person, but pretty good. Better than this person. So I don't give them an 8.66. And I don't give them an 8.68, I give them an 8.67. So that this last person, a lot of times judges find themselves in the corner and they're like, oh no. But if you give yourself enough space, now this person should get second place. He does really great, or she does really great. If you already gave somebody an 8.68 and your first place got an 8.69, you don't have anywhere to go. So we want to make sure that we leave room to give this person an 8.68. Sorry for the sloppy handwriting. You get the point though. Now, in this division, we have 8 people. What's the chances of these 5 people being better than everybody in here? Not likely, but it can happen. If it gets heavy on one side of not being as good. So I like to spread these out. With 8 people, I want to spread it out even more. So I'm going to give maybe a 8 point, in the same situation here. Same situation, first person does awesome. I might still go, we'll go 8.72. Then this person was the worst in the group. Now keep in mind, some of these people can be worse too. So just because I give this person terrible handwriting. Just because I give this person an 8.58 doesn't mean that some of these people might not do worse. I'm giving myself a good range. All right, and then this next person, let's see, 6 down. Let's go 8.65. So now I have a lot of room in there. This person comes up, not as good, but better. Now I might do an 8.69. This person comes in, worse than third, but better than that second person. Now we might do an 8.61. Here comes this person, worse than this person, and worse than number 2. Here's my 8.55, because I still have 2 more places. Just because right now I know an 8.55 will lose, doesn't mean that this person should get an 8.55 and this person should get an 8.55 if they're not as good. Technically, all right, you're not going to lose. I need to make sure that you don't place. But on the other hand, my job is to judging the division. And if I just give students the same score, I don't think that's right to do. So make sure to give people different scores. But here comes this person. This person does better than number 4 and better than number 1. Well, we'll leave a little space. We're going to give it 8.74. So that's more space for this person to possibly get a 7.3. Now, This next person does better than 6.9, but not as good as 7.2. So I go 8.70. 8.70. Now, here's where I could be in a little bind if there were more competitors. If there was more competitors, and let's say this ninth person was as good as, or not quite as good as number 8, but still better than number 4. Well, that's when I have to rely on my partners, because I could say, I need to think, was he as good or better as 8? Or as good or better as 4? And because I'm in a bind there, I'm going to have to pick. All right, if this person would get, well, what do we got? We got 1, 2, 3, 4. So if this ninth person would get number 3rd place, would I be okay with that? And I'd probably say, okay. Well, it kind of depends on the other judges too, and that's why we have multiple judges. And something I don't like to see, let's see if I got 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a separate division. Something I don't like to see is when judges go 8.71, 8.72, 8.73, and where's this guy going to go? You're going to place him in with one of those. Why? If you have, and we go to the hundredths, so you have between 7.0 and 9.0. You have so many numbers that you could use, but a lot of people think they need to be limited to what they can use. Obviously, if this person does better than this, I mean, you're just pinched. And we want to make sure that as judges, we leave room for ourselves. Now, I've had somebody ask, well, I'm new to judging, and boy, how do I do it? And I say, you got to use your judgment. You are a judge. Now, the people that get the best scores, the first and second place people, usually don't come over and question your scores. But maybe it's the 3rd and 4th place, or the people that didn't place. They're going to come and ask you, sir, ma'am, can I ask you why you gave me such a low score? And what I tell all new black belt judges is, you just have to be confident that you can give a reason. You have to be able to support your scores. So maybe this person had great stances and great power. This person had pretty good stances. Remember, this person got last, so this person probably didn't have great stances, probably didn't have great power. But this person maybe had pretty good stances and pretty good power, and this person had better than these. But when I'm judging, if this person asks, what can I do to get better? I want to be able to say, what I noticed during your form was maybe your backhand wasn't consistent. Maybe your front snap kick didn't lock out. Maybe you just fell down after your side kick instead of a rechamber, set it down, bam, where this person had all that. So I want to always give advice if advice is asked of me, and that's based on my experience. Been doing martial arts and judging for a little while, long while. But what I tell black belts is be able to support your scores. So that's what we're looking for good judges, being able to say, this person had more of this, which is why I gave them a better score. I hope this helps everybody. I hope we have some great judges this weekend, and I hope we can spread out our scores. Helps to avoid ties. I'm okay with ties as long as, remember, the best person wins. All right, have a good one. Good luck this weekend.